Hello. It's been a while. So welcome back. My name is Andrew. I'm a software engineer, some sort of. However, right now I'm trying to solve one of many problems I have with some home projects. And that project is quite straightforward. It's about video generation. So I have at least one YouTube channel where on a daily basis I must upload a video, a small short to be honest. But let's say I'm a bit tired of some routine actions, which includes to turn on my PC, execute a few commands, and then moderate and approve. It should be done. I cannot just leave PC, I must always do it. I could have changed the order of approvals, etc. But to be honest, I'm not happy. And even if I change the order, there will be problems since it's Python script. It must be executed in some environment which is prepared for that script itself. So I'm just tired of it. So it is time to make new project which I used to have 6 years ago. It was written in Python. It's pipelines. So pipelines, they were written in Python as well. They were working, but there were problems. And at this particular stream, at least series of streams, I'm solving that problem using Golang as a single binary and multicast DNS for service discovery. So workers and pipeline blocks will discover each other without my intervention. They will pass data each other without my intervention. And they will start everything using maybe PoE device turned into my switch, Wi-Fi router, whatever. But it is important that there are a few things I must do before writing actual code, and it's definition of what I must have in the end. So I cannot just start coding and then, oh no, I forgot something. Obviously, I will forget a lot of things, but it's easier to work when things are documented and simply there are some notes about what I should remember, what I should look more carefully, etc. So it's been like 7 hours. Each stream is 1 hour long, but sometimes I'm taking extra 20 minutes. So it's been like 7 hours when I started, and right now, after those 7 hours, I'm at a stage where I define pipeline config itself. So it is important. And by the way, I have updated this document. It's a markdown thing, which doesn't include any API, contracts, etc. It's just about what I want, how it should look, and then I will create documentation in maybe separate stream. But let's say yesterday and today I was including some schemas. For example, I have appended the pipeline itself with a few extra steps. So at Monday it was step 10, which was final step, or maybe step 11, but obviously I have added a few more steps, such as I must approve the result, and that approved result must be uploaded to YouTube on its own without my intervention. That means, what if I have more channels? What if I have like all my activity? It won't be just go to Bash and spend 2 or 3 hours to the thing. It will be press approve on what you want. And that's all. That's what I would like to achieve. And also I have updated architecture. Let me zoom it. Yes. Right now is it's a schema which has an explanation what is where. So these workers are connecting to shared storage for save the results, to fetch results of previous executions. There is multicast DNS, it's the way how workers discover each other. They also announce their presence in that multicast. Also, there is Grafana, because I need metrics. Also, there is Telegram. Telegram, it's for moderation, and let me find it if there is alerts. No, I forgot to include the alerts. That's quite interesting because I remember it was here, but let's do it. Telegram. Maybe even better, worker. Into Telegram, we have a problem in case of... let's make it... Yes, correct. Send alert. Because it's important to understand... yes, here it is. Also, let me include another worker. It's one-way communication. Here it is. So it is important to understand when your system has problems, and this will help to understand if, for example, there is something with APIs, or you are out of API limits in OpenAI itself. It happens sometimes. Handle moderation request, and where is this? Okay, I think it's a worker one to Telegram, send alerts. Maybe it forgot to update. Yeah, here it is. Send alerts. Nice. So then I defined architecture, and what's most important, I made example of a config. I defined it, but there was a moment which I didn't like. It should be somewhere here. I left a comment in there. Here. So the problem was inside of array. What is particularly going on there? Here it is. So I have text-to-speech transcription, which yields me JSON. JSON, which contains array of segments. The problem, I must pass each of these object to request an image. It is important because in a pipeline, the definition of arrays can be done. So I must prepare data for cycle, like and then I should, for example, print I. So this is what I would like to achieve using this kind of construction, which is XPath. There are a few ways how to do it. First way, it's simply say, okay, there is property, it contains array, and I must process it. So how does it look? There are 5 segments, and let me copy the thing, type array. Yeah, that is correct. There are 5 segments, and in this case, in the case of this construction, body will contain one next call of this input will contain 2, etc. So this would be correct, because if I have list, I can simply make some enumeration from it. In Python, it's enumerate whatever and there I will have I, which actually can be mapped straight to the block itself. But there is another problem. So I don't need this comment. Maybe I should leave it, but name it a bit different. Block will get segment I from list. Array value. That would be correct in this particular case. The problem I met back then, it was zip. It's about interface. Here it is. So I had a problem with zip itself. Let's assume I have 3 array properties. First of all, I must, by the way, it's not just a list, it's an object. Yes, now it is correct. But the problem was with that property. So if you can see here, interface is different. And here I say there are blocks. I must simply join these blocks, hello world, with segment to, yes, to this. Zip works with arrays. Hello world, you're awesome. So what to do? First of all, I would like to say there is property named request text to script transcription, which origin is its block yes, it's text. So there is property named text, which original data located under that block ID. It should be correct. Yes, request image for text-to-speech segment. Yeah, that is good. And there is XPath. Okay. But there is a problem. This is content of that JSON. There is a list of objects. So I cannot say URL. I should say root, for example. Obviously, this entry is not correct in context of syntax, but pass of the file, since it's maybe even better. No, it's not. Yeah, that's correct. It's array. Then I should say there is another property named image, which origin lies into here. it also. Origin is a download image. Since download image produces array, there is no need to do anything, but maybe XPath. Is there XPath from download image? Maybe there is no need. And there is another thing named strategy. So this is array. It accepts properties and simply yields array at, is it output config array? Okay, no problems. So this one, I think we can remove it. Yeah, let's remove it. And save it in a different file under replaced by property. Because in case of future issues, I might need this. So what we have array, which can be processed in parallel. Each elements of array can be found in results of these blocks. Download image and request. Okay. The problem. What to do with this array? It should be passed to input. Input, I have it, so it's fine. Debug. Why do I need debug here? Let's remove it. What I have below must be updated according properties. Good, good, good. That's where I stuck in previous stream. By the way, it's not just properties, it's input config. Let's move this particular block on top of this comment in order to not to mess, to cause any mess later. So on here, generate video from image. Aha, what does it do? Images and transcription segments. It was named properties or property. Correct. So what property does this block have? Start, end, and image. Okay, fine. Let's call it start. It comes from somewhere. Then I have another property end. It also comes and image. Nice. Now all of them contains origin as well as XPath. Okay. So where can I get start? Request text to nice. Since text to script transcription on its own contains those segments, as well as image, add transcription text to image. Image add to text. So this is the thing which produces array of images, correct? Array of images. It will be no need to do anything in here because it's array X. Its index will be matched over all these properties. The only problem I remember in this case, there was segments which looked like Let me find it. Segments. It's not here. I could have removed them. Let me find those segments somewhere else. Okay. Found them. I'll add it here. So how do those segments looks like? So this is one segment, there is another segment, but what's important that all these segments contain some fields I need. It's start and end here. So in this case it will be like this and then 8. So when I have this kind of input, it's not just so slash segments. Okay, that is I'm wondering if there is valid XPath to extract segment under n/start as well as /start end. Because if there is no such thing, then I will have to extend XPath itself to check. There is an array. So I have /n whatever, which means at every iteration I must execute XPath. Maybe even better, I need to execute this XPath /segments. Then I have to watch for index, and then let's say to do this. Obviously it will be a painful experience, because to extend something which is already done, that's not good. So this is the problem I used to have on last stream. How can I resolve it? First of all, let me check in Firefox if I can get XPath with predefined index, because I might say and then inside of XPath I can say segments XPath equals to format something like web $index equals 1 or index itself. So let me check XPath array by index. Index, of course. Get by index. Let's increase it. Seems like I can do it. mg2 position equals, oh, this is better. I can get by position. Yes, so let's copy this. And it is possible a solution to all these things. So in this case, I can say segments. Let's copy the thing. It won't be a div, it will be segments without any class. Index start. That what I think should be fine, because if I have index, that means simply if I have array, then I should insert and format it by index by default, because if there is no index, format won't yield anything. Nice, that is solution. In here it will sound like segments index start, segments index end. And let's add some comment. Call format index equals array index. That would be quite good because it will generate this kind of input, and yes, each block inside of array will have this kind of execution. It's fine. So what I have next is add audio to video. This one is easier. I have property which has name audio. Its origin is here. There is no XPath because it's a file itself. And there is video which has origin in here. It's also a video file. There is no need to do any XPath. It's not array. That is good. In this particular case, it's only one output, the file. That's good. So I remember I have added a few more steps. Send result, fetch. Okay, I'll copy paste it to here. They should be simple yet repeated. I had it somewhere. Yes, send to Telegram, fetch moderation, and then either stop or upload. So I can copy 3 conditions from there to here. So first condition, send result to Telegram for approval. Send to Telegram for moderation. Send video. Send video for moderation. Send video for moderation. That is correct. Okay. Input config. I have property named this slug. It contains results which I need. So this will be not message but media. Send video to add audio to video, and in here input bot ID moderation suffix. It is important to update this moderation suffix because moderation, I call it video moderation, and in previous thing I should call it text moderation because fetch moderation suffix here. It will solve a few problems because I can moderate something else. Now where is it? I generated text, send, yes, here, video moderation. The channel is the same. I either approve texts or videos themselves. Maybe, by the way, what if I approve slides, but it's already too much. It's just I approve text, I approve results, that's all. I don't need to be in the middle of everything. Maybe I'll create another pipeline to do it, because I also had a few other scripts. You pass a big text into that script, it creates text to speech, then it executes transcription, and then it can do a lot of things, but let's keep it for later usage. Fetch video moderation result. Moderation decision from Telegram origin send text. It will be not send video for moderation. Yeah, this is correct. And here video moderation correct. Then if I did not approve anything, then pipeline should stop. That's correct. So stop pipeline, it's ID, it's a block name. There are two. It's here, so fetch moderation. Yeah, that's correct. I don't need to add video here because it's the same block. Stop pipeline, yes, if moderation declined video. And in here I should edit new text. If text moderation declined, that is important. So stop pipeline if video moderation declined. Correct. Fetch moderation decision. In here it will be fetch video moderation decision. And by the way, in here it should be fetch text moderation decision. So I have made this mistake, obviously. Fetch text moderation decision. Fetch text moderation decision. Yes, correct. Okay. For now, I think that's... No, there is only one step left. It's upload to YouTube itself. That's important. ID. Upload to YouTube. Slack. Let's call upload video. Description. And now there is input, which has a few settings. For example, what kind of video should it upload? It's input config. And let's define some input properties such as channel ID, then what else I have? Obviously video file. Should I call it file or leave it as video? Okay, we'll consider it later. But let me also check existing script. because it contains some interesting things, such as where was it? Event models. Yeah, here it is. Let me copy paste it here. So I have text event, but there are text files, not this model. There was another model named video, I think, but I forgot. iVideo, yes, interface video. Where was it? Oh, here it is. So YouTube has snippet and status. That's quite important properties. By default, I publish every video in private status because I need to check if things like YouTube analysis, etc., passed correctly, if it's HD, etc. So I'm also checking it on YouTube website itself. But let's say I'm not happy about it. So what can I do? Some basic stuff, it's channel ID and video itself. But let me copy these things. These are things how I defined. Yes, with it's not camel, it's snake style. So let's pass it as snippet, channel title, channel ID, title, description, category, ID, and default language. These are fields from snippet, and there are a few fields from status. By the way, why do I do this if I can simply, it's an object. I don't need prefix. So there is status, and then here I must keep same interface with snake style. By default, it's always false. It's not made for kids. It's some historic events which might include quite, let's say, historic, important troll decisions. What else does it have? Video path. These are properties. And it's also important that this uploader must have credentials. So, how to say it? If you have more than one channel, that means you will have some, I wouldn't say it's cookies, but some session authorization secret keys located in different folders. So you might need to upload it there is token.pickle file which contains some authorization. So I have no need to authorize every day. I can authorize once a week, for example, because token should be refreshed. In my case, it's one channel, So I can let myself to pass how it was called, certificate or credentials file located under temp/secret channel. So I can allow myself to do this. But in case if there are multiple channels, and maybe, yes, you should simply copy paste this pipeline completely and then pass it new credentials and new channel ID. There won't be any problems with that through UI or whatever. You will save it later if you will ever work with this, because I'm working with this every day and it's fine. So also it should be credentials file, which is somewhere secret JSON. So let me validate if it's working like that. Input config, property, decision origin. So input config. Yes, I shouldn't have it in input config because there is no need of this, but there is video which has origin. Where does this video come from? So this video should have came from add audio to video. Yes, that's all. Snippet, there are some predefined values. Maybe, let's call it title. This video should have title, but it's important that if I have passed snippet, yeah, this is absolutely different thing. Let's move channel ID to here, to this level, because it will be easier. Channel ID, video, and yeah, that's all. In here I can simply say snippet where it comes from, but it is important because I have tags, title, description, category, it's hard-coded value. If I upload it via YouTube UI, it's after determined default language, I can simply hard-code it as English. So let's assume I can generate this pipeline for different languages. That will mean, let me open preview. In here, if I generate it for different languages, first step should get parameter named language. Then this pipeline will be the same because transcription determines length of your video, length of that slide duration. In different languages, words are pronounced obviously differently, and the video itself may vary, but the problem in transcription services as well as text-to-speech, there are good quality for English language and I think German, French, some European languages. But I don't think there is something in OpenAI which is awesome with Chinese language, because there are at least two. So Chinese simplified and another Chinese language. So to make videos for different languages, it might take a while. And for now, I'm working only with English. Don't cancel. Yes, I work only with English for now. So in this particular case, it's predefined static value. Category, I have it also predefined. I don't remember, let's call it entertainment, but it was some integer like 21. I don't remember. Let's call it integer. Yes, and in here, entertainment or history. Let's call it history and education. Maybe comedy. I don't know for sure, but it should be 21. Text. That's interesting thing because it's array of strings. I have a step which detects those tags. I also have two more steps which can get title and description from big texts. So maybe I forgot to include them into this pipeline. Let's do this because it also detects text. I will scroll up somewhere here. Architecture, no, it was, yes, here. Fetch, send text to Telegram for approval, yes. Approve. And now, before doing all these things, I must extract. Oh, no, I don't need to extract because every call is some resources, including a few cents, maybe. So in this case, I need to fetch those data only before upload, because for different services such as Bilibili or I don't know, Vimeo or whatever, it is possible that you need another set of text or some limitations with description. In this case, I will call it step 12, step 13, step 14, step 15. In here, I should say, okay, step 12 to another step. 13, 14, 15, and step 15 to step 16. Yeah, that will be correct. So I just included a list of step 16, upload. In this case, I should define what is a step in this. Get title from video text. It is the same get description from text. There are limitations, such as title should be less than 100 characters. Let me say for sure, because I have it somewhere here. Title, where was it? Event models, where did it in? Title, yes. So title max length is 100 from text. It should be less 100 characters. Description. There is no limitations. Get text from text. And here is interesting thing. Those texts might be hallucination, to be honest. I've seen that a lot. Description, OpenAI extracts it correctly. But why this limitation is important, at least in YouTube, let's say I have title, world, and I must add text. So this one, it's like 10 characters here and maybe 50 characters here. And here it's 12. Nice. So this is why this characters limitation is a problem. So let's preview this to the side. Fetch proof, get title, get description, get text, and then I should upload it if it was approved correctly. So this upload will accept, where was it? Here, correct. So I can copy this, or maybe even better, if this is smaller, shorter version. So before YouTube upload, I must do a few things, such as extract title, get description, then get text. It will work only if I approved. So this one, HTTP request, which has request title from OpenAI. Property body, get text from the phone. Yes, this is input. This is also correct version. And I can copy paste it. Oh, by the way, it won't be just copy paste, because it contains prompt. I think I forgot to mention this one. It contains prompt, and this is not. So it's correct. Which leads me to another location. Body messages. Let's just copy paste it, move it here, and where was it? This is title. Yes. So I have a body which comes from response of OpenAI, but this body must be appended with another property. Let's say role assistant content get title from this text for this one. So I need to include this thing into HTTP request block. How to do it? Let me find the code I used to write. I think it's quite straightforward, but I need to say it for sure. Where was it? Get title. Oh, here how it was done. So I'll leave it here. So it was body from system, and there was a prompt, and then text included. So how to make it with what I have right now? It's array. First of all, it's array, which means I need to join two items into one array, and then problem solved. But maybe it is easier to do different thing. It's possible I don't need to make generic HTTP request and overload it with such complicated thing. I might need to make a block which can accept prompt and input. That would be what assembles two properties. Yes, it will be better. So I can say there is HTTP request with props body. So what I want to achieve is to say there is body 1 and another body element named body 2, which contains, maybe not even here, there is body, or even better, user text, user request. So in here it should not contain just body, it should contain user request, which is a string, obviously. Give me a solution for this problem. And then another property named prompt. Prompt which might be your assistant, which must help user to navigate. For example, so in this particular case, it will be user request, which comes from text itself, and the prompt, which can be hard-coded in here or passed from somewhere else. And then it will assemble prompt and request to something. Or I can overload HTTP request. Let me check the model, the block of that request. I have URL, method, headers, query, and body. It is possible that I introduce new thing named body bits, or wait a second. I see body can be an array. What if I can do something like body, which is an array of two objects? Yes, it looks like it, but the problem, I need to concatenate static template and dynamic text. That's the only problem I have, so I cannot just say it's body. Because if in here I say property, where is it? Body, for example, is 0 index, it's already why? Why have you done this? No, don't do this. I can rework it. Let's say I can fork it to new block named OpenAI request. That will solve the problem, because I can say there is user request and there is a prompt template, and it might be either here or here. In this case, headers, yes, let's leave it as HTTP, because it will be based on HTTP block, prompt and user request. Template, let's call it just prompt. Maybe template. Yes, let's call it prompt without template, because template means I need to introduce variables into input config, which is actually a variable rendered straight into input. That's not an option for me. So let's keep the things. What do I have? User request, which comes from the end. It's a string. And I have a prompt. Here, let's copy this to input itself in order not to forget, because I will definitely forget it. So in here I will call it input, and there are prompt and user request. Prompt, it's static value, correct. And the user request, it can be either static value or value received from somewhere, as well as prompt, but right now it's fine. Okay, what do I have next? Get description. What's there? So in this case, I should not forget about that. Never forget. It's a request. Request. So I can copy paste it. Name it get, not title, but description. Get description for, yes, it's correct input. User request. Input UI in the system must have to navigate the system. Okay, let's make, I will copy paste. Currently, I'll copy paste existing template. Get title for this text. The title should contain 2 words that summarize the text. Let's call it 3, because 2 words is already a problem right now. It should be 3. I always have to say twice. That's the problem. If I say once, it might not work. So I must say 3 times. So this is the prompt for text, and there is description template. Request description from OpenAI. I don't need this because I have it in there. Yeah, so description, it's a bit different. There is bigger bigger prompt, and now I already see a problem. The problem, there are some limitations in number of themes this channel is about. So let's say I have a channel related to hardware, PC hardware, for example. If I request something from OpenAI, for example, what was most recent monitor created in Apple, its output might contain anything but monitor. It might be display from Apple in 1990 whatever, and that's the reason why I included some limitations. So what can I do? That's another problem, and I think it will be last, because get description There is similar thing named getText. Fortunately, it should contain less problems. Get request text. So text. Oh no, text. It is the same. This is prompt for text. So get list of text. They should contain 3 text maximum. Each text should be 1 word long. Country name, historical events, and good text. Exclude foreign words. Yes, the same. The problem I used to have with text. For example, I requested list of text for the text. So it can say tag 1, tag 2, tag 3. But it also can yield a bit different thing. It can say, okay, and then it can simply say dash tag 3, tag 5. That's what happens in this particular case. And this is the reason why I always publish video in private mode, because I must always check. Obviously, it's a problem of input because I said get list of text for the text. This list should contain 3 words maximum. Each tag should be 1 word long. Yes. This is related to the theme of the channel I have, but let's include a few more sentences. Separate text by space and do not use anything but yes. So I need characters and numbers. I don't need Unicode symbols, etc. Also, I need to exclude some tags which can be not related to that video, and it leads me to the same situation. Exclude these words. And by the way, when I extracted the title has nothing about that. So what to do? What to do with this? It's a format, which means I need to introduce input config, something like that. Which can say prompt format, and then I can say exclude text. It's just interface definition, and there is list of texts which are not related to this particular case. But there is a problem. If these texts can be defined in some another block, this will break everything. Which means I need to support formatting in a bit different way. Maybe I don't need to say it's a prompt which must have this format. Maybe I should define format variables. And then I should say, okay, there is exclude text which contains this list. Or even better, it might not be. It might have origin, just like properties. because I might have a file with these things. And what's important for this input config format vars, I think it was, yes, I made a mistake. Let's move it here. This is how it should be. So I have input with some prompt. There are format vars, and I think I also made mistake here. Correct. That's good. In here, have I made this mistake? Yes. In here, input config, and there is no longer mistakes. Good. So it's YouTube itself. Let's check it again. I have input config, which has, okay, property user records can be acquired through this block. Go there, find it. Then I have say, okay, there are variables which should be applied to everywhere, every input. So this will get format as well as result of this OpenAI text will also be formatted without any exclude. Maybe it's not good, but let's keep it. I think format vars. It's possible to say prompt should include this list of things. That would be better option. So it simply says this prompt should include exclude text, but another property named user request should contain another list of exclude or include, but it's already a big problem. But it's fine. I mean, interface is good. Format vars. What if I will need to pass date, which is, by the way, this, and I will need to pass it everywhere. It will mean I must copy paste, which already a problem. Let's keep it as it used to be. It will save us a lot of suffering, because in UI it will be painful. I will have to define small format for this property. Then if there are 10 input properties, it will be 10 blocks instead of 5 or 3. That's correct. Let's keep it. And let's make it to last block in this pipeline. Okay, it's 20 minutes over time, maybe 15 minutes. So upload video. There is input config. Video comes from there. Snippet. I don't like that it's snippet because it's a block itself. I don't need to call it snippet. It's YouTube itself. I can to be honest, I like the idea with snippet, but since it's snake case, it's possible to keep it as this. Yes, let's keep it as that. In here, I will say the same for status. I don't like it, but let's make it. Integer, I don't remember, 31 or 21, whatever. But what's important, it's tags. How was it? Snippet tags, yes. So on here I can make it a comment, and I can say origin. Snippet tags came from where? Request tags from OpenAI. Then snippet title came from the same origin. Request title and description came from request description from OpenAI. Yes, that would be better interface. So I don't need channel. Now video comes from separate. Yes, correct. Then snippet channel title. Let me check where it came from, because channel title. Yes, it should be title of the channel. Let's call it channel ID. It also should be hard-coded. Category. Let's check. Category was category ID equals 22 people in blocks. English by default it's private and it's not made for kids. So finally, nearly 20 minutes overtime, but I think I have completed this definition of this config. Except one moment again. No. So there is a problem because, as I said, there is 100 characters long title, which should contain title and text joined by some sign. The problem, I don't have this block, but I have format. Let me find it. Get title, where is it? Get description. Yeah, here it is. So I have user request, which means there is a title, and I have origin. Maybe it's input config. I should say, okay, there is format. Oh, by the way, what if input has format? Okay, let's leave it for later. I will suffer with it for a few days and then find solution. Let's ask format. Where was it? Oh, here it is. So input config, property. Let's find all input configs and check that. In here I have violated it. Property. Input config, property, video, yes. Input config, property, yes. The same. The same. Yes. input config property, value input config property. Yes, so I was afraid of ruining the thing. Property parallel, and now let's say format. So the problem. Snippet title has origin, but it should be like origin 1 plus origin 2 tags, because it's YouTube. But maybe, just maybe, since it's YouTube upload, I can manipulate these things inside of Golang code. So I need I don't need to adjust it in here, because if I have some Bilibili upload, I think it will be correct. There will be different rules of those tagging as well as title. So let's go leave it as is. I don't need that extra stuff. So that's what was made today, 21st of decision. I have defined the pipeline. Let's mark it as completed by 99%, because I'm not happy a few decisions like this. To be honest, I'm not happy with this suffix, and maybe I can live with it, but I will need a few days to, so August 24. Yes, so I have a few days to sleep with the idea of not being happy with prefixes, with a camel case instead of snake case, etc. Because everywhere there is snake case. Yes, there is no camel case. Authorization, it's fine. Also, this thing, it's HTTP request to get an image. But what if there is flux from Black Forest? It's separate generator. Of course, it has API, etc. But maybe I can run it on my local GPU. But okay, let's leave it as is, because my schedule for the next stream will be to define JSON schema for this config. And by the way, let me copy paste this config whole file to, no, not here, but to let's make new file named pipeline plans md. It's just in case if I forget anything later. So I will define JSON schema. It will be not that easy. I think it will take 2 or 3 days, or 2 or 3 streams, because there will be a few things like enum, etc. But my forecast, it might take 2 streams. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I'm not sure. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And see you in 3 days. And as always, here I am. Bye bye.